Hello everyone, I'm Extra Cheesy 87 and this is Let's Play Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Part 30. In the previous video we continued investigating for what is pretty much going to be our final time investigating in this game, which is kind of sad since I think I've finally realized that I like the investigations a lot more than the trials, at least in this game. It was actually the opposite for the first game, but we're talking to old Adrian Andrews here. It has been several days since I recorded the last video. I would like to maybe beat the game today. Like, I'm kind of, you know, despite how negative I've been in this trial, I am, like, excited to be playing the game again, for now, at least until we get back into let's try and trick the player mode section of the game. Oh, I'm sorry to be visiting at such a late hour, but there are a few questions I absolutely have to ask you tonight. Me? I thought your client was Matt. Well, he hasn't paid us yet or nothing. I'm sure Miss Andrews knows something. She can't be clueless about this secret Mr. Corrida had about Mr. On Guard. I'd like to ask you about Matt On Guard, if you don't mind. Mr. Wright, you still don't know, do you? The real him, I mean? You seem to bear a lot of resentment towards Mr. On Guard. If that's the case, then why did you become his manager? And why would you become intimate with his rival? That has nothing to do with this case. Nothing. Okay? About Miss Celeste Impacts. I had finally put her death behind me, and now thanks to you, it's all come back to the surface. Well, I mean, it's not our fault that Maya got kidnapped. I'm sorry. Yes, I was shocked by her suicide, and it's true that when I heard the rumor that Juan was the one who had hidden her suicide note, I began to draw close to him. I wanted to get her suicide note back and to burn it. You wanted to burn it? What? Oh, whoops, I accidentally hit the button. I didn't want to spread it like just another piece of gossip. But I never held any murderous intent towards Juan. I would never do something so stupid. The suicide note, huh? I wonder what it said. Why did you try and frame Mr. On Guard? That's simple, because he's the killer, that's why. Isn't it the duty of every good citizen to inform the police? Well, I mean, you got any evidence? We don't believe in that shit here. But there had to be another way. The police are excellent at doing their... Come on, Phoenix, don't lie to the girl like that. So they'd figure it out, right? No. Yes, they're so good that they couldn't figure out the real truth behind Celeste's death. Miss Andrews? Well, I know you're not the type of person to do something without a reason. So, please, tell me why you did what you did. Revenge? Huh? Did you just say something now? Oh, she's got frickin' locks, dude. She's got... Oh, just the one. Psych-lock, huh? Okay. Sorry about that. I had to get some water. You know, just woke up and started recording for the day, so his voice is still a little scraggly. Don't you understand yet? You're not my lawyer. To be honest, you're more like my enemy. But I'm sure I just heard Miss Andrews say revenge. I doubt we have what we need. We can try it. Well, do we want to present anything? You know anything about this card? It was near Juan's dead body. I noticed it when I went to fill the glass, and that's when I realized that Juan was dead. I completely panicked. That's when I must have unconsciously picked this card up and put it in my pocket. As for why, I simply don't know. The plot wouldn't make sense if I didn't do it. Maybe. Stop it! I don't want to remember the hopelessness and despair I felt back then. Hurry and put that away, Mr. Nick! I gotta show someone the suicide report eventually. I'm so sorry. I don't care what the reason was, it's unforgivable that he hid Celeste's suicide note. But you don't have any proof that she left a suicide note behind, right? Celeste, he always believes there was a right way and a wrong way to do anything. He would have left a note. I wholly believe that. So it's still not entirely sure if there was a suicide note. Because at first I was thinking that she had, you know, found it or whatever, which was how she thought Matt was the murderer. But maybe there was never a note found. Maybe there was never a note. Well, no, the picture shows a note. And the pictures honestly never lie to you. But it could be that maybe because there was no note at all, that's why she thinks Matt murdered her or something? I don't know. You know anything about the press conference? I was the one who organized the whole press conference. Juan wanted to deal the most damage possible to Matt's career, and that's why he was killed. It's quite simply a story of cause and effect, yes? Get blasted. Can you please tell me why you framed Mr. Onguard for the murder? I've already told you countless times it's because I thought Matt was the killer. No, that's not it. I know you have a personal reason to dislike Miss Onguard. Did I say Miss Onguard? Mr. Onguard. Miss Andrews, you may think I didn't hear it, but I know you said something earlier. You said revenge. You're saying I was talking about revenge on Matt, and that's why? What an absurd idea. I don't have anything I want to take revenge for. Miss Andrews, a woman who lives by being dependent on other people. There is something or someone in her past that would make her want to take... I mean, something or someone? Do you want the suicide report? Or do you want the picture? I mean, it's gotta be this, right? Okay. Like, I couldn't tell if it was like a trick question, where it was like, you know, you're supposed to think it's Celeste, but it's actually a piece of evidence you don't have yet. Celeste, there's only one catalyst that could cause such strong feelings and even revenge, and that is Miss Impax's suicide. What are you trying to say? Celeste was Juan's manager. On top of that, the one who hit her suicide note was also Juan. What does all this have to do with Matt? You're right. You haven't mentioned him yet. But for you to hate Mr. Onguard, it would mean that he must have some relation to Miss Impax and her suicide. Can you explain to me the relation? Okay, so I don't think we have this yet. So I think we have to back off now. So maybe you need to... We can, like, also talk to Matt, right? Like, if we... I don't know how to switch. I just remember it saying, like, when we came here, it was like, I could talk to Matt, or you could talk to Celeste. Maybe you had to, like, leave and come back to switch over. Oh, Mr. Wright, please, you gotta help me! Uh-oh. Oh, hey, what's up? Mr. Powers! What happened? Why are you here? You see, I got roped into this somehow. What? And now I'm gonna testify to tomorrow's trial. The decisive witness is Mr. Powers? I was talking with the detective a little while ago, and I was on my way home. When all of a sudden, you there, you're under arrest, and I was brought back here. Oh. They said my face and whole self in general looked suspicious or something. Well, I guess I can see how they thought you looked suspicious. They said something about they were investigating reports of a werewolf. I'm just a normal guy on an exercise show for kids. Is that a crime? So about this testimony you're giving, what are you gonna talk about? I really don't know yet, but it sounds like I saw something pretty important from what they tell me. You saw something important? What was it? Well, the detective told me not to talk about it. You would be dead if not for us. Tell me, give me the deets. You can't tell anyone, and especially not that lawyer, he said. But who do you think that lawyer the detective was talking about? Well, obviously not us. I mean, come on. We're not a real lawyer. We don't even know the law. I'm gonna take a wild guess and say it's me. Yeah, you got it. Mr. Nick. Miss Sigmaya and myself are your only two allies in this whole world, but it's alright. Ouch. I don't really have a lot of friends, do I? We got Gumshoe. We got Maid Gumshoe. This is gonna do a lot of damage to Matt, you know? Because he's got that refreshing like a spring breeze image going. But what is he really like? Well, let's see. Matt's always been kind of a player with women. He would never really turn a pretty face away, if you know what I mean. He'd always say, it's just a game, to justify himself. What? How horrible! That's unforgivable! Ow, sorry, didn't mean to offend you. But, you know, he said once, there's only one person in the whole world who won't swoon over me. One person who wouldn't swoon over him? His manager, you know, Miss Adrian Andrews. Why is Mr. Powers suddenly looking kind of energetic? You see, I'm actually a sucker for gossip. I mean, celebrities and their worlds have this dazzling sort of image, right? A dazzling sort of image, but aren't you part of that dazzle, Mr. Powers? No, I'm more of a hairy, sweaty, smelly, brutish kind of guy, you see? But it's okay, really. I get to hear plenty of gossip about the other stars around me as things happen. Well, that's true. Hey, did you hear about this yet? About Miss Andrews' mentor and her suicide? You mean Miss Impacts? Yeah, we heard something about how her wedding was canceled. Oh, I'd forgotten about that. Thanks for mentioning that, Pearl. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I thought about it a little the other day, about that mysterious death. Hey, Mr. Wright, why don't you ask me about that? Go on, go ahead. Mr. Powers is so charged up his skin is practically glowing with electricity. Hey, so have you heard this? Celeste left a suicide note. And they say that Juan went and hid it. Okay, that's old news, dude. We heard about that in court today. There wasn't any actual proof that she left a note. Well, this is what I think. I think that something bad was written on that note. Something bad for Juan, that is. Something bad for Mr. Corrida? Why do you figure so? Why are you stuttering like me now, Mr. Phoenix, right? Well, before she died, Celeste talked with a few of her friends, and she said, it looks like I got caught up with a truly insidious man. A truly insidious man? Did she mean Mr. Corrida by that? Well, there's no one else that fits the bill, right? There might be. Oh, my controller is still messed up, sadly. It's actually even worse. The connection on the cable's even more worn out than it was when I was recording earlier. I just gotta wait, until the end of the week. That's when the new one's supposed to be delivered, and then all these controller disconnects will be a thing of the past, maybe. Should have just, ordered it a month ago, but, we all make mistakes, and that would be the reason enough for him to hide the suicide note. I see. Well, that's some good info. Thank you. You're welcome. Sir Ongard and Miss Andrews, they're both at the detention center right now. There's still things I don't understand or know about, I'm sure. I have to get the two of them to tell me everything. I don't think we really have anything. Some things, as in, well, there's no one left around who knows the details, you know? Only rumors are left now. Okay, let's go back to the detention center. Okay, Alright, so let's talk to Matty Boy. Dude, it's Mr. Wright. Hope you can get me off the hook tomorrow. I'm counting on you. I hope so too. Android just dropped a bombshell on me by saying that Juan Corrida was killed by an assassin and that the assassin's client is this man? Matt On Guard. What's wrong? Mr. On Guard. There's something I must know with 100% certainty. Huh? You seem kind of different. You're not totally like yourself, your usual lawyer dude self. So, about the press conference. You mean the one where Juan was gonna dress up as the Nickel Samurai? Yeah, I heard a little more about it from Miss Andrews. It looked like somehow Juan had in his hands a secret so powerful that it would destroy Matt On Guard's acting career. Can you please fill me in on what this secret is, please? Oh my god, he's got some side locks after all. You did phrase the question poorly, my dude. I knew this was coming. You should have asked, did you have any role in Juan's death? That's the question you should have asked. It's like apparently our Psylocke powers are like a genie. If you don't phrase the question perfectly, then you get screwed. Mr. Nick, don't tell me... Cyclops. You said a secret, right? But I don't got any idea what it is. Do you, dude? Did you know about Mr. Corrida and Miss Andrews' relationship? Well, it's all over the tabloids, dude. But I don't know any of the details, if that's what you mean. Look, how many times do I have to tell you? Don't care what Juan did with his life. Miss Andrews, she had a purpose in mind when she started seeing Mr. Corrida. Her mentor was Mr. Corrida's manager, and Miss Andrews was going to get Miss Celeste Impacts' suicide note from him? But Celeste, does that jog any memories? Dude, suddenly just got totally hungry. You up for a pizza? My treat. Mr. Nick, what's a pizza? Is it like a kind of pea? Like green peas? Don't bring that evil on me. Let's go eat one later, okay? Just got cut off by the pizza dude at the shop. That's too bad. Well, how about we get our minds off this topic and talk about something else, okay? Mr. On Guard, are you connected to Miss Impacts' suicide in some way? I mean, I highly doubt we can do the 5-step lock program. You probably have to get like a decisive piece of evidence from Chickadee would be my guess. About this person. He is your butler, Mr. Doe, right? We met him at your mansion. Yeah, that's right. He's not like an assassin or nothing. I didn't pay an assassin. He's a pretty cool dude who can do lots of things. He takes really good care of me. Mr. On Guard? Dude, I know I asked you to be my lawyer and all, but I don't think I have to tell you anything and everything. What do you mean by that? Just means I don't have to tell you anything and everything, dude. I don't get it. Why would she want to frame me? I mean, I've never done anything to her, dude. Mr. On Guard sounds pretty sincere and he seems trustworthy. I'll have to find out what Miss Andrews' real intentions are. You know anything about this guy? Yeah, I'm such a handsome devil. Yeah. And I'm way good at sports. Karate, tennis, judo, soccer, football, hockey, fencing, curling. Dude, it's no wonder I'm so popular. Yeah, you're also good at sitting in a jail cell. Now, we've seen that before, I believe. I don't know. Let's do some quick investigating everywhere else, just to make sure there's nothing new. And then we'll maybe circle back around to Adrian. Mr. Nick, your phone! I don't like the sound of this ringtone right now. It sounds kind of ominous. It's probably just your imagination. You should really pick it up, Mr. Nick. It could be important. Hello? We got a big problem, pal. What's wrong? All the way to your office right now. Okay. We didn't have enough money for the sexy maid outfit, so I had to steal it, and I'm coming back. The cops are on my tail. Get ready. Wait a sec. Why is he coming here? It's terrible. I don't know what to say, pal. It's the end. I say I'm going to... Oh. I got here faster than I thought. Hey. No time to relax now, pal. I'm confused as anything here. Well, what happened? We got him. I know who bought that spy camera. I thought we said... Didn't Edgeworth say we'd never find out? Huh? This quickly? And this bear's what gave him away, pal. The bear? I figured it out, pal. I figured that we should have been looking into the bear instead of the camera. Oh my god. He's so smart. But wasn't it Mr. Edgeworth that figured... Shh, Pearls. And go on. There's only one person who... I can't actually get the voice. I keep wanting to do the Edgeworth... not the Edgeworth voice, the On Guard voice. There's only one person who brought one of them bears that's related to this crime. But who is it? Who would be so rude as to spy on another person in their room? Matt On Guard. Huh? Matt On Guard, your client. That's who, pal. And here I thought things couldn't get any worse. Are you sure you heard right? That the person who bought this bear was... I heard it from the department store clerk, pal. This is the credit card receipt for the purchase. It's for $3,800, pal. It's more than I make in a year. That's an exact match to the price of that stuffed bear. A receipt? That's all you have? Nah, it's not just a receipt, pal. The store clerk said so himself. He told me. I'm sure I sold that bear to Mr. On Guard. I mean, the clerk even got Mr. On Guard's autograph out of it, pal. So I'm sure the person that bought that stuffed bear was Mr. On Guard himself. My sight is failing me. This can't be good. So, what about the spy camera we found? That was a dead end, pal. I mean, you can get this kind of thing from anywhere. But for now, I guess I can give these back to you to file away into evidence. I know you don't want to give up, pal. I didn't think it was possible. The person who put the spy camera in Juan Corrida's room was Matt On Guard? Why? Why would Mr. On Guard do something like this? I bet it was to catch Miss Andrews and Mr. Corrida in one of their rendezvous. Apparently he's what they call a voyeur. I bet it's not good enough for me. I have to know the absolute truth behind this camera. Are you gonna see him? Mr. On Guard, I mean? Yeah. I'm scared, Mr. Nick. I wonder what we'll find out next. I'm scared myself, but I have to put on a good face for Pearls. Matt On Guard, what in the world have you done? Matt On Guard, what was he thinking? You mean setting the spy camera up in the victim's room? Yeah, and it was recording at the time of the murder too, pal. Don't you find that just a tad suspicious? Doesn't sound like a coincidence to me. I mean, don't mind me. I didn't mean it that way, pal. In what way did you mean it? Matt On Guard, what was he thinking? I would love to advance my dialogue, but the player will not hit the button for some reason. And there we go. Okay, so this is all the same. Once again, I would love to advance my dialogue, but you see, the controller has lost connection. There it goes. Anything else you want to present? Can you please take a look at this? I can't think of anything to say about this, pal. Oh yeah, do you know about this card? Edgeworth for some reason went pale. Oh yeah, we've shown this already. I don't know. I feel like none of this is really the link we need still. Do you know anything about the stuff? Okay, we'll look through the hotel. Like I said, we will look through the hotel. Oh, living room? There's something here? Maybe? It looks like no one is around. What happened to that person with the stuffed teddy face? Oh, she must have been that butler with the stitches on his face. Shoo! Oh, there you are. I guess you're still awake, huh, Shoo? Come on, let's play. I wonder if that butler, Mr. Doe, is already asleep or not. Oh, wait, no. I thought we could move around. That's still not that helpful. There's a smaller door at the bottom of this bigger door, Mr. Nick. I bet it's for Mr. OnGuard's cat to use. Oh, you mean Shoo? The door, it's locked tight. Well, I guess it's to keep nosy people like me from entering. There's another door. You shouldn't go wandering over there, Mr. Nick. Yeah, Pearls. Now, I know how Maya feels when I tell her to stop playing around, so I mean, this all seems to be the same. Is there anything new that, like, lying around? I don't see anything. Kind of expected there to be something here after a little scene. Just making sure all this still says the same stuff. Okay, I guess we will leave. Ah, I forgot you were even here. Okay, so this is all still the same. Then, I guess we have to try and figure out Celeste's thing. Or Adrian, I mean. So let's save before we go over there, because I don't really know what you're supposed to present. I assume... Wait, no, I want to talk to Adrian, dude. You're working really late, you know, dude. It's already past 10 p.m. Think it's time you told me the truth. Relax, don't you know that ignorance is bliss? But if you really want to know, let's talk. But like, nah, I want to talk to Adrian, dude. I want to talk to Adrian? Hey, you know anything about this stuff? Oh, we could have maybe presented this to... Let's try and present this to OnGuard, see if that gives us anything. I doubt it, but... I doubt it'll give us any direct evidence. I mean, we might get like a little insight. Can you please look at this? Okay, skin's gonna prune up, his skin's drying out. Okay, so I'm guessing these three items seem to be linked, but we'll try and present the bear as well. Okay, so that none of those. I mean, we do need those probably for his Cyclops, but... I still just feel like we don't actually have like a piece of connection between the murder or the suicide and... Well, you know what? Before we try and do something pointless, let's, or something maybe pointless, let's try and do OnGuard's thing. I just assume that since it's a 5-boy, that it's gotta be the last one, but... Let's at least check it out first. Now, let's hear what this secret of yours is. What if Mr. Corrida had been successful in his plan? What would he have disclosed? Told you before, dude. I don't know. I don't know anything about Juan, okay? Look, Mr. Wright, I can keep on saying it till I'm blue in the face, but I totally didn't pay Juan any attention the whole time that night. I mean, come on. I was in the middle of a nap. Don't lie to me. Well, I know you paid close attention to Mr. Corrida, especially on that night. I mean, I feel like any of them should work, but we'll try the actual spy camera. Someone used his camera to secretly film Mr. Corrida's room the night of the murder? Secretly film? What? And then they sent the images the camera took with this transmitter? Wow, but dude, where was the camera you're talking about hidden? Okay, now we hit him with the bear. The spy camera was hidden in this bear's eye. A bear that was supposed to be present from a fan. Or be a present. Huh. Guess Juan had a few of those kind of fans too, huh, dude? Can't tell you how many times people have tried to see if the 9 inches are true or not, man. God, if someone were to disclose that it wasn't, totally destroy my career, man. I just like to imagine that's what Juan's secret actually is. Is that he's been lying about his size this entire time. Actually, I wouldn't say this bear was a present from a fan. You sure, dude? Who else could it be from? The person who gave this bear was... I mean, we present you and then we probably have to back it up with the receipt, I guess. Mr. On Guard, don't you know this bear from somewhere? Don't think I've ever met Mr. Bear before, dude. Ah, but he says he knows you. How could you forget such a great friend? What else did the bear tell you? He tell you all about the simple bare necessities? He says that the one who put the camera in his eye was you, Mr. On Guard. I didn't know how you work in court. I think that I was in some serious trouble. Come on, man. This is all a joke, right, dude? You're just pulling my leg. Looks like you're not ready to give up your secret yet. Well, do you have any proof you want to show me first? Here's the proof. Yeah, I feel like we've used up all our evidence and there's still 3 locks left, which is kind of scary. I have one here. 1 credit card receipt, Mr. On Guard. It's from when you bought that stuffed bear! Maya, Pearls, do we have a portable boombox you could play when I say this? No? Okay. Dude, all I can tell you is that I spent $3,800. I go to that department store all the time, okay? This $3,800 could be the toothbrush I brought one time. A $3,800 toothbrush? It's ivory, and it's got elephant hair for bristles. What do you mean I'm supporting poaching? Oh, come on, man. Why you gotta be like that? Elephant hair? Is that what rich people use nowadays? Anyway, the store clerk clearly remembers you and your purchase. After all, you even gave him an autograph, did you not? Dude, you should have said that earlier. So, can I ask you one thing? Yeah? You're my lawyer, right, dude? So if you are, then why are you looking into stuff like that? Because if I don't know the truth, I can't help you. Sounds more like stupid lawyer talk to me. Hey, let's stop talking about this, okay? No, not yet. I haven't asked why you set the camera up yet. And what your secret is, of course. It would be strictly confidential. I don't know if attorney-client privilege exists in this game yet. Have we developed our legal system enough to have that, such a concept? So, what are you gonna do now? I'm gonna find out what I want to know, because I must. The reason you hid this camera? They did mention that it probably had to do with the rendezvous, so we'll try the magazine clipping. Well, let's think for a second. I don't think it has anything to do with the suicide report or anything yet. But, I mean, if he was just trying to film the rendezvous, that doesn't really make sense, right? Like, either he's just trying to film the rendezvous, or it's something to do with the actual murder. Because if Corrida hired the murderer, he had to have known when the murder was going to go down, right? And I mean... But I think Phoenix did say something about it had to do with the rendezvous earlier, so I'm going to say magazine clipping. Even though I do feel like there's kind of potentially this could be an out for Corrida, or not Corrida, for On Guard. Because I can't think of why you would want to film the murder if you're the one who was, like if you went up to set up the murder, I don't know why you'd want to film it. I guess maybe for insurance. I mean, there are reasons for it, I guess, but then again, if you proved you had access to that, I don't know. I mean, that is a lesser crime, so yeah, I could see that, like filming the murder to definitively prove that, hey, it was not me. Like if you absolutely had to, and then you would just be like, oh, I was only spying on them because of this gossip thing, not because I knew a murder was going to happen. Adrian Andrews? There's a rumor going around that Miss Andrews and Mr. Corrida were having secret meetings. You, who was keeping tabs on Mr. Corrida, you were going to reveal this as fact and turn it into a scandal, isn't that right? Dude, you can be such a moron. Huh? Oh man, Mr. Lawyer dude, that kind of scandal? That's the good stuff. That's what we in the industry call juicy. The good stuff? Juicy? Look, we can get publicity without spending a penny with that kind of stuff. I mean, if people stop paying attention to us, then it'd be the end, dude. Too bad that wasn't your intention. What are you talking about? I wish your reason for spying was something so innocent, but it wasn't. You didn't spy on Mr. Corrida because of Miss Andrews. There's only one reason I can think of for you to do such a thing. God, do I present the card? Because if he's trying to film the murder for, like, plausible deniability, that makes sense to me. But how do we prove that? Because, like, in my mind, the card is a connection, but it's not really proof, right? We don't have any proof that he hired this guy. We just have, like, suspicions. Because, like, the connection here is that the card was found at the scene. That means that Corrida was killed by that assassin guy. We have reason to believe Matt contacted him, but we don't have any actual proof. So I don't feel super confident. I'll go ahead and present the picture card. I don't think it's gonna be right, but I have to try it. Okay, that actually is correct. What is this card? Maybe he doesn't know about his card. This is a certain man's calling card, but once again, we don't have any actual proof that he contacted him. Because even though we know that the butler is Shelley Day Killer, Phoenix doesn't know that. And we have no actual evidence. The man's name is Shelley Day Killer, and I'm sure you know of him, don't you? Yes. Any second now. I think my controller like completely disconnected. There it goes. Shelley Day Killer? That's ridiculous. Why would I know some shady scumbag like him? I'm the only shady scumbag I know. If you really don't know him, then why are you acting so jumpy all of a sudden? This is it. I'm finally starting to get to the truth. I can't afford to make any more mistakes now. Mr. Matt on guard? I know why you know Mr. Day Killer. It's because you're a hero of justice. You're his client. Since you're the one who set up that camera, that means you knew. You knew exactly what was going to happen in that room. So, how? How would you know something like that? It's because you're his client. That's why. You hired Shelley Day Killer to assassinate Mr. Juan Corrida. The real mastermind behind this whole murder is you, Matt on guard. Please blow up all the locks at once. And here I was trying to be a good boy for you too, dude. Thought if you didn't know, you'd be able to do your job without feeling bad. Well, that's what I thought anyway. Mr. On Guard, you really did hire... Hold on a sec. I'm gonna go consult myself, okay? Consult myself? Well, I guess it's probably about time anyway. About time for what? I think it's time for you to meet him now, Mr. Lawyer Dude. Okay, there we go. Oh. How do you do, Mr. Lawyer? I'm Matt on guard. Where'd you get the alcohol? / juice? What's up? Well done, Mr. Wright. I bet it wasn't easy to gather the information as you have. You really... So you are Shelley Day Killer's client? You didn't really think I'd dirty my own hands in this, did you? What do you mean? And that woman, Adrian, was quite brave herself. Trying to stick the crime on me. I didn't think she had it in her. And all I care about is that Juan is dead. Isn't that right, Mr. Lawyer? That's... You're lying! What a terrible... It's way past your bedtime, little girl. Go on and let us grown-ups talk about more adult things. But why? Why did you have the video camera and... A weakling soon believes the words of others, just like that pathetic Adrian. You know about Miss Andrews' secret? But I'm no weakling. I don't believe in anyone. At least of all assassins. What? Oh, come on now, Mr. Wright. Assassins aren't above blackmail. They turn their clients into cash cows by holding the sinful deeds over their heads. And a superstar like me, how much do you think I'm worth? Care to guess? 14 pesos. The big bucks. And that's why... Yes, that's where the video comes in. It's got his face and the crime scene recorded on it, preserved for all time. With that, I can keep him at bay and even blackmail him if I want. That's right, that video is my insurance. Isn't that what they call it, Mr. Wright? Why would you do something so wrong? Because I'm a grown-up and I can. Good enough of an answer for you, little girl. Why would you kill Mr. Corrida? And do you like how Pearl's doing all the talking now? Because he was about to sling so much dung on my beautiful public image? Scandals are a little annoying, aren't they? This is all because of that press conference, isn't it? If Mr. Corrida had been able to give it, then Mr. Onguard's secret would have... Ah, well, that's what we call taking advantage of the situation, you know? I had no interest in doing it, really, but bit by bit it crept up on me. And then the situation just presented itself perfectly. How beautiful, I thought. And that's how Mr. Corrida ended up dead? Let me tell you something. I'm not like Adrian. I don't depend on anyone. People are simply things to be used and thrown away. Put on a sweet innocent face and people will swallow anything you feed them. Even 9 whole inches. Adrian fell for it too. The assassin too? Oh, how can I forget? Even you fell for it, Mr. Lawyer. Everyone, all working their butts off for me, Matt on guard. Aw, did that leave you speechless? What a shame. What's wrong, Mr. Lawyer? You've grown awfully quiet. How could I have been deceived by you all this time? When we first met, I asked if you had killed Juan Corrida. And you answered very clearly that you hadn't killed anyone. Hey now, I never told you any lies. Person who did the killing was Day Killer Guy, right? All I'm guilty of is taking a cat nap in my room. You killed Mr. Corrida! I dare you to say that in court tomorrow. Ah, but too bad, you can't. You're my lawyer after all, aren't you? You could always drop my case and refuse to represent me. How does that sound? Ah, but you can't, can you? That would be the one thing you absolutely can't do. Mystic Maya. You wouldn't want to test a killer. He's a man of his word, or so I hear. You can end up getting a certain friend of yours rubbed out if you lose. You scoundrel. So if I were you, Mr. Wright, Esquire, I think I'd give it my all tomorrow. Remember, everyone likes a happy win-win resolution. I'll get you for this. That's such a cliche phrase. Juan said something just like that, if memory serves. Of course. Well, we all know how things turned out for him, don't we? Good night, Mr. Lawyer. Maya. Maya, what am I supposed to do? And now you finally found it. Oh, what's up? Okay, so remember that time in that one case when, they presented that picture of us talking to Maya after she had transformed? Even though that would mean attorney-client privilege, like, doesn't exist, right? Like, couldn't this all just be, like, shown on camera, like, secretly to the police? Because in theory, you know, her showing that picture in court would have, like, completely, like, been illegal, if that's an actual concept that exists. So we should just be able to tell the police about this in secret, and they can organize, like, a raid on his house or something, but I guess they don't actually know that Maya's in his house, so you would risk potentially getting her executed. Edgeworth. I don't care for the horrid atmosphere here. Let's return to the precinct. Oh god, that was so fast. Edgeworth, did you learn to teleport off screen? Well, Wright, what are you going to do? If you plan on changing your strategy... No! We can't do that. That's right. He's holding Maya hostage. What should I do? That's not something I can answer for you. I mean, I do really like the moral dilemma here of, you know, representing a guilty client. I assume it'll all work out in the end, but I am interested to see how they, resolve it. Right, only you can decide where to go from here. 1 year ago at that time, I didn't truly understand what a prosecutor was. And that is why I had to leave the prosecutor's office. I felt that I couldn't stand in a court of law until I knew what a prosecutor really was. And now, Mr. Wright, it's your turn. My turn? What is this thing called a lawyer? What can you do as one? You must find the answer, and you must find it on your own. I'm a lawyer? But to fight for someone who is clearly a killer. Add on guard. That man is really... Doesn't matter who, every person deserves a proper defense and a fair trial. Isn't that the basis of our judicial system? Proper defense? But what exactly is that? Is that where a lawyer forcibly and blindly gets an acquittal through shouting and trickery? Ironic that you of all people should say such a thing. Isn't that exactly how you have fought for your clients up until now? No. Yes. Well, that may be true, but that's because I believe my clients to be innocent from the bottom of my heart. But if I were to get on guard and acquittal, that isn't a proper defense at all. Also, you ever see my attorney's badge? Now's not the time to talk about evidence. Oh. I became a lawyer because I thought I could save people who are suffering and in pain. But when I look at this mess we're in, I mean, technically you would be saving someone who's in suffering and pain. Assuming he were to actually release Maya, which is, you know, then you have to wonder, like, should you even trust a killer in the first place? Or a guy who's willing to get people killed? I would think no. Can't even protect the person closest to me. Even if I win the case, I'd still lose in the end. I just don't know what to do. Right? Would you get a hold of yourself? You have it all wrong. Huh? We aren't some sort of heroes. We're only human, you and I. You want to save someone? That's something easier said than done, wouldn't you say? That's... You are a defense attorney. You can't run away from that. You can only fight. That's all you can do. Actually, we defend. That's what we're called, a defense attorney. We're not called a fighting attorney, Edgeworth. God. People like you and Francesca and Von Karma are always using... Wait, what? People like you and Francesca Von Karma are always using all you have to pin me down. You fight to the very end, even when you know the truth is not with you. But I'm not like you. I can't fight for a false verdict for a man I clearly know to be guilty. Francesca, she fights for herself. The only thing she fights for is her perfect win record. That's all. And isn't that the same as you? Isn't that why you ran away a year ago? Because your precious win record was destroyed? You're so petty. Come on, Phoenix. You're being big weird right now. I see. Now I understand why you despise me so. However, you are mistaken. What are you... Thanks to you, and you sealed off my path to a perfect win record, I began to realize the error of my ways. I realized that things such as a perfect record were meaningless. What? Well, you could think of it, he has a perfect record in the sense that the guilty person is always convicted. Like, they don't necessarily get the person the state think is convicted, but the guilty party is always convicted in his cases. So, well, maybe not always, but we don't necessarily know about his cases prior to being introduced to the game, but I don't believe you. You're saying that is why you left the prosecutor's office? But then, why? Why are you here now? The answer to that is something you will find out on your own. I have faith you will see it before the verdict is read tomorrow. But if you can't, then you will be powerless to change the ending of the story. Mr. Nick, the transceiver! I'm sorry for what happened earlier. Now then, Mr. Attorney, do you wager you can obtain an acquittal of tomorrow? My, what is the matter, Mr. Attorney? I don't sense your usual anger this time. Tell me, please, why are you holding Maya hostage for Mr. Onguard's sake? Why are you doing this for that cold-blooded killer? Sir, do you know my profession? Do you know who I am? Right. You can't go shouting that out in a public place. Please don't misunderstand things. He is my client. Don't toy with me. A man who hires an assassin is just as much a killer himself. I mean, like, he does it because he's a freaking assassin, dude. I believe you are asking for a reason as to why I'm doing what I am. Yeah? This is what I like to call my aftercare. What the heck is aftercare? My name carries a certain amount of honor and dignity, Mr. Attorney. I take great care to ensure that no suspicion falls upon my clients or my handiwork. This is what I call client relations, and it's part of an assassin's duty. An assassin's duty? We were unlucky this time. My client was arrested as a suspect. As a result, I did what I had to do to enlist your expert help, Mr. Attorney. And to ensure that you would do everything in your power to the very end. What is your name? I believe I told you once before. However, you did, but my name is Daykiller. Oh, does Phoenix not actually know that he's Daykiller yet? I thought that was already, like, revealed, like, at the start. Shelly Daykiller. Oh, that's a him line, not a Phoenix line? You're Shelly Daykiller? Please keep in mind, you do not have much space to maneuver with me. As a Daykiller, I always finish what I set out to do. If you fail to keep up your end of the bargain... But Maya! It would be my duty as an assassin to see to it she receives a nice long nap. No! Now then, if you'll excuse me. If someone were to trace this signal back to me, it would be quite troublesome. Oh. I've been wondering why the living room exists. I feel like because I feel like we didn't really do anything there. Granted, we did actually, the evidence regarding the butler is important. Wait, was it? No, because we never presented the butler, did we? Against, yeah? I don't think so. So as of right now, the living room has, like, no actual importance, so there has to be something there eventually. I don't know what to say. Edgeworth? Did you hear that at the end of that transmission? Huh? Oh, it sounded like a cat. A cat? Everyone knows there's only one cat in the universe. It can't be that cat, can it? What is it? I think I know where Shelly Daykiller is holding Maya hostage. Edgeworth, have all the police units head for On-Guard Mansion immediately. Alright, you hurry over as well then. Don't lose hope yet, Pearls. The fight has only just begun. Yeah. It's time for Phoenix to kick some A. How do we get there? Hotel lobby. Everyone knows you have to go to the hotel lobby before you can go to Matt On-Guard's house. Oh, yeah. Maya, please answer us, Mystic Maya. We have this area completely surrounded. There's no way for him to escape. I mean, that's not the... We don't really care about him escaping. We're worried about him, you know, holding Maya hostage. Assuming he's still in the area? I can't believe it. That butler, all this time, he was the killer. he and Angard were working together all this time. I'm sure they had worked out a contingency plan ahead of time. Oh, it's a figurine of a bear, but there are a lot of cuts in it for some reason. That sounds kind of familiar. Can't think of why. A bear? Isn't this more of a thing for Mr. Corrida? Why would something like this be here? Right, look down. There's a little pet door installed here. Ah, I'm sure that's for Shu. Do you think that this came through that little door? This door. It's locked. Phoenix, use your very strong and powerful legs to bust it open like you did 2 chapters ago. Don't ask me how I know about that. Well, I'm pretty used to breaking doors by now. Let's go, Edgeworth. The Phoenix Edgy Boy combo attack? Ah! There's no one here! From the looks of this room, I would say this is Angard's private lounge. Why does he have the satellite in his room? Look at this, Wright. An antenna for sending and receiving radio signal. Oh, okay, that's what it's supposed to be related to? Oh, that was like his TV dish, and I was like, you're supposed to have those outside? Check inside the desk. If there's a tape, it would be an important piece of evidence. If we're lucky, it'll have the moment of the crime was committed recorded on it. I'm sorry, but the tape deck is empty. There's no tape to be found. No. There's no mistake that someone uses to record something. It looks like someone took the tape we're looking for and escaped with it. Angard's computer. Maya, why couldn't you have used this to get help? I mean, it's probably got a password, I would assume. Mr. Nick! Where's the power switch? Oh, I get it. So that's what happened. You couldn't find the power switch. Come on, Maya. It's a VCR and antenna. The footage that the spy camera took at the scene of the crime was being beamed here and recorded on tape. If only we had that tape, it could have been really helpful. Huge television and speakers room loom largely here. I'm sure if Maya saw this, she'd say, I'd die a happy samurai fan if I could see the nickel samurai on TV like this. Yeah, that's what she'd say. I can't believe I just made a joke about Maya, all things considered. I can't read all the labels. This is a very large collection of videotapes. Looks like Angard taped all of his own shows. What a spacious sofa. I bet 10 pearls would fit on here. I don't think 10 of me would fit, Mr. Nick. Okay, is there like anything here? I guess we could, maybe we're supposed to move into the closet. It's a very small table. I bet we could barely squeeze 3 pearls on there. But I wouldn't sit on a table to begin with, Mr. Nick. Okay, maybe we can move? Okay, we can. Oh, it's the Celeste thing. We searched all over. It looks like he got away. I'm sorry. Looks like he slipped out of our grasp this time. Hey, Phoenix, remember the start of the video when you said the police? Gosh, they're so good at their job. They're so good. They're so competent. Oh, man, the police. Wow, I wish I could be as good as the police. And now we've lost our only lead. Don't give up yet. That little girl is looking for you to be her pillar. Yeah, you're right. Actually, you're right. We're close, I can tell. We've already set up checkpoints along every route leading out of this district. Leave the rest to us. Maya. Wow, I've never seen so many bottles all in one place before. Well, I guess when you're a star, you have so much money you can buy anything you want. This looks like a picture of Miss Impacts. With love, Celeste. Miss Impacts, you mean... Yes, Mr. Corrida's former manager. Why would a picture of Miss Impacts be here in Mr. Angard's mansion? And why does it say, with love? This might be a clue. So maybe that's the link we need for Adrian, maybe? Ah! What's wrong, Pearls? Please let me see that picture frame. Huh? What's so special about the frame? On the back! There's something written on the back of the frame! Maya! It's Mystic Maya! She left us a message! What? It says, Nick sucks eggs. Goodbye. I thought you'd come. I knew you would. Now listen up. You better get on guard a guilty sentence, okay? If you get that creepy slime back and not guilty, I'll never forgive you. Ever. I'm fine, so you don't need to worry. I'll just use my spirit powers to be mind controlled by the Incredible Hulk and crack Shelly to kill her. Or crush him, you know what I mean. But there's so much I want to write, but I don't think I have a lot of time left. Pearly, you're there too, right? Make sure you help Nick, okay? Someone's got to watch out for the helpless lunk. That's it for now, Nick. Guess I'll talk to you guys later. No! Mystic Maya! Right? What's wrong? Why the blank stare? Nothing. We've searched the house, and this is the last room. It looks like he eluded us. Edgeworth. Yes? As far as clues go, I think this is about all I'm going to get. But I'm still short one last thing. And what is that? Miss Andrews' Psychlock. Oh yeah, we learned how to be a spirit detective off screen while you were gone, Edgeworth. Don't ask questions. If I could just find out what secret she's holding, and I think I stand a chance in court tomorrow. To blow this case wide open and expose the truth? I think I know what you're thinking. I'll contact the detention center. Thanks, Edgeworth. Well, let's go, Pearls. It's time to open that last lock. Good evening, Mr. Wright. What's wrong? You look ill. Miss Andrews. I've come to remove your Psychlock. What the fuck's a Psychlock? You don't need to know. Psychlock? I want to know, and you will tell me. Your secret. Give me the measurements. Fine, go ahead. Try and break me if you can. I mean, I think it's got to be the picture. It's the only new piece of evidence, so... You know anything about the photo? Where's the bear? I don't really know what I remember them mentioning something about a bear with thin cuts earlier. I think that seems familiar, but... So what did we do? We did impacts first, right? Celeste! There's only one catalyst that could cause such strong feelings and even revenge. And that is Miss Impact's suicide. So this is all the same. Okay, so the question is asking about the relation, so that's why this actually counts. This is a photo of Miss Impact's, correct? She looks younger than when she passed away, though. What? With love, Celeste? This is Miss Impact's handwriting, isn't it? Where did you find this? No, that's all right. It was a rhetorical question. Yeah, it is. I found this at Mr. Onguard's mansion. After all this time, my last remaining secret has been revealed. I'm not a natural blonde. Celeste, she was supposed to get married to Juan? Yes, but I heard it didn't work out. Because Mr. Corrida didn't want to get married to her anymore, right? Yes, because of Matt. Like, was he just mad that she had been in a previous relationship with him? But because of Mr. Onguard, what do you mean? I think I can see where this is going. Celeste, she was Matt's manager a long time ago. She was the happiest woman in the world at that time. I was working part-time back then, and I often saw the two of them together. So that's why. With love, Celeste is written on the frame of that picture. They were a couple, weren't they? It wasn't anything as splendid as that. Celeste was being used. Toyed with until she was thrown away. That's so horrible. Matt's entire image is built around how nice and wonderful of a man he is. A scandal would have destroyed that. Which is why Celeste and her kindness moved over to Worldwide Studios. And that is where she met Juan. She seemed really happy with him, even happier than she was with Matt. Celeste and Juan were such a good match that they were even planning to get married. And then, it was suddenly called off. On the night Juan called their marriage off, Celeste killed herself. And that's why I framed Matt. It was revenge for Celeste and for myself. I'm sure even you can guess why Juan called the wedding off, right? Matt confessed to Juan about his relationship with Celeste. I mean, that kind of makes Juan a gigantic piece of shit. You know? I mean, granted, it's not like he knew she was gonna kill herself because of it, but it seems like such an awfully petty reason to end a relationship. I see, so that's what happened. But then why did Mr. Corrida have to call it the wedding? I don't understand at all. It was probably because of his worthless male pride. Juan and Matt were always fierce rivals. Matt waited for the wedding announcement and then unleashed the truth on Juan. He was aiming for when it would hurt Juan the most. Or miss impacts. I mean, like, imagine not, like, someone, like, you actually love enough to consider, like, spending the rest of your life with, and then being like, oh, sorry, you had sex with someone I don't like several years ago. I don't want to do it anymore. Like, I mean, I'm not saying it's not realistic, because I'm sure there are, you know, there's people that do think that way, but I feel like that's just, like, makes him just, like, a giant piece of garbage. That wasn't the end of it. That day, I'm almost certain that Celeste left a suicide note behind. And in that note, she left a detailed account of Matt's various misdeeds, and that she would never again be hurt by Matt. She chose to die. And then when Juan discovered her body, he hid her note. But why would he do that? It's simple. Juan realized that note was a powerful weapon against Matt, and it would be especially damaging to his refreshing like a spring breeze image. In any case, with his pride hurt, Juan sought revenge. Revenge? There's that word again. Juan wanted to publicly disclose the contents of that suicide note. At a time that would cause Matt the most damage, of course. And that was at the press conference after the stage show. I know all about it because I heard it all from Juan. It was so I could find out about all this that I drew close to Juan to begin with. They're quite a pair of hideous monsters, aren't they? Even Celeste's death was something for them to use in their game. That night when I found Juan's body, it was only natural that I thought the murderer was Matt. Those two were always spying on one another after all. As for me, I was frantically searching for Celeste's suicide note. I wanted to destroy it before it ever went public. I was going to burn it. I'd even brought a lighter. But couldn't find the suicide note, and that's when revenge crossed my mind. Yes, I was going to bring to them my own kind of cruel revenge. So, while I have complained about some of the trial stuff, the overall plotline of the story is, the case is very good. I will admit, this video is really kind of, or this whole, like, a final investigation period is really, put it over the edge. I do really enjoy this. Now, hopefully, the trial itself won't be dumb, and I can stay happy about the game. Celeste was killed by those two monsters. When I stabbed one's body with that knife, I didn't feel a single shred of guilt. And that's all I have to say. Well, Mr. Wright, even knowing all this, are you still going to help that man? I'm a lawyer. I see. What a foul profession. Thank you very much for your time and for talking with me. It was no big deal. I couldn't sleep anyway. I can't sleep either. Not with my situation or what I know now. Well, I mean, that's definitely the best, like, investigation period in the series. So, it gets that. Now, trial time. Oh, man. Just be okay. Just no stupid, annoying prompts that make me rage. Positive mental attitude. I'm not getting into this mess. That's far enough. You can't run forever. Mr. Phoenix, Wright? Yo, we're having the same dream, dude. What have I done wrong? I cannot allow you to go on like this. Seriously, big deja vu, but I'm just a simple defense attorney. Silence. You are no longer worthy of your title. I had this dream before. Someplace, some time ago. As if this day was written into my destiny by some sort of script or storyboard. Today I'll stand in court as a lawyer. Prove a killer innocent. And with that, we will end our video. Next time we will get the final, I mean, it's gotta be the final trial, right? The final trial started. Oh boy, I'm pretty excited, not gonna lie. I want to see how they all wrap this together. It's probably got the most engaging plotline as a whole, I will say. Like, I do like how it's more about like, you're not really solving a mystery at this point. It's about trying to figure out how to get your client, like, innocent, but you also kind of want to, like, get them guilty at this. I don't know. I don't really know how they're going to handle this, but I mean, I assume it'll all work out in the end, but it would be kind of neat if they actually do just, like, you know, Phoenix proves him innocent and he gets to go on and keep being devious or something. I mean, it'd be a little like dark for the series, but we'll have to see. I'm Extra Cheesy 87. Stay tuned for the next part. And bye, guys.